Something that I was just looking at today was the background of the new comment sections videos. It was kind of like, okay, look at this picture and look at this picture, and how many differences can you notice? You can see that Brett Cooper has so many colorful books. They have replaced the books in the background with all of these monotoned, just earthy colors, and it just looks kind of flat. Like, don't tell me that she has read any of these books. Like, I feel like she has no relation to these books at all. Change the blanket, change the person, nobody will notice. We notice. We just change the blanket, it's still a blanket. We change the host, it's still a host. It's Brett Cooper, it's the same thing. Like, no, you can't just replace a like a whole person. Hey guys, it's Angela, and we have breaking news that Brett Cooper has liked a post. And yes, Brett Cooper liking a post does constitute as breaking news because she has one of the fastest growing YouTube channels now, and that is all after she has left the Daily Wire. And this might be why. So Brett Cooper likes a Candace Owens post calling Israel's action in Gaza. This comes amid speculation that she was fired for disagreeing with Daily Wire executives' unconditional support for Israel. That is crazy. And so here you can see the proof that Brett Cooper, along with 14,000 other people, liked Candace Owens' post. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on more entertaining, informative videos. And here we have on the comments, we're going to be reading some more of the comments on the comment sections videos because none of them are about the video, and it's pretty funny. We have one person posting, well, now we know why she left the Daily Wire, and this person saying, so she's not the female Ben Shapiro after all. And it's funny because when I very first saw Brett Cooper, I thought that she did have some family ties to Ben Shapiro. I at least thought that it was possible. And here it says on Wikipedia, which is not a very credible source. So who knows? Maybe it's true. Maybe they are family and there was some family drama involved. No, I'm just kidding. There's already too many conspiracies flying around about why Brett Cooper left. So here it says, despite their similarities in appearance, Ben Shapiro and Brett Cooper are not related. Another interesting post from this page AF Post says that Brett Cooper has unfollowed the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, and her former producer Reagan on Instagram. It was reported that she was fired for a disagreement with the Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring, despite the company's denial of any bad blood. She continues to follow Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, and Michael Knowles. Oh, so that's interesting. And they have also said nice things about her. And the transition was very professional, with Brett Cooper giving her announcement and then Jeremy also giving her some very nice words and also wishing her the best and saying that she's going to do great, which we all know. And yet the transition of the audience was not as smooth. In fact, it is the most jarring transition that has ever happened. And so Brett Cooper, we haven't really heard anything from her. And I think it's so funny that people are still clicking on the comment sections videos. And for some reason, it kind of reminds me when you open up the fridge and there's nothing to eat, but then you go back to the fridge just hoping that you'll find something that you like. And it's kind of like that is what audience members are doing with the comment section now. They're just opening the videos and being like, I don't like this. We need to go to the store. And so we have Brett Cooper. I think this is probably the only thing people have really heard from her besides noticing that she has unfollowed people and also seeing some of her activity, like her likes on certain posts. So here we have her reposting a couple things like this pizza review in Baltimore, which is kind of random. And then she reposted something from Libs of TikTok, which great page, by the way. Libs of TikTok is so good. They're so good. And it says the Biden administration authorized $20 million to create a Sesame Street show in Iraq to promote inclusion. What the heck? Big Bird goes to Baghdad. The Agency for International Development is spending $20 million on Ahlan Sisman, a new Sesame Street show. what is this? Goals. USAID is partnering with Sesame Workshop to produce All in Iraq, a program designed to promote inclusion, mutual respect, and understanding across ethnic, religious, and sectarian groups. Leveraging the popularity of the Arabic Sesame Workshop show, Alon Sisman Iraq produces culturally tailored and age-appropriate original educational media content for young children. You know, I never liked Sesame Street. It's just weird. Like, it's so obvious that it's just some dude dressed up as a bird. Like Barney, too. Just weird. All on Sisman Iraq also provides tools for caregivers and teachers to promote equitable early learning and training opportunities to Iraqi youth in audiovisual production and storytelling to increase their meaningful participation in community dialogue. And then she shared this post from Rand Paul that says, "It's that time of year again. Happy Festivus. I've got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it." And then she also said this, which I found incredibly interesting and relevant to this whole Reagan taking her place thing. Me, because I would have so much fun writing an episode about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni 2.0. And I found her saying so much fun writing an episode because before I was wondering, I was like, okay, this girl Reagan is talking so strangely similar to her that did Brett Cooper even write her episodes, or did somebody else write it for her? And she was just saying it because it just seems like Reagan is just all too similar, you know? It's just like she thinks the same. I don't know. It's weird. And so she says, the case is wild. Tea is hot. Internet theories incredible. So much I want to add to the story. And she does a great job because, I mean, she's also an actress. So it's like she has a really interesting perspective and behind the scenes. And she's really well informed and articulate. So she does great. Anyways, back soon. But for now, I'll be in the comment section for all of this. Wow. That just shows that she's the true comment section. Then, of course, she reposted some photos from her speech at Turning Point USA, which, wow, so incredible that she was able to speak there. And something that I was just looking at today was the background of the new comment sections videos, because everybody is just so weirded out by the fact that she is in the same room and they haven't changed it much. And when I looked at it, I was like, okay, it was kind of like, okay, look at this picture and look at this picture, and how many differences can you notice? First of all, the big difference is that there's a completely different person sitting in Brett Cooper's chair, but actually it is a completely different chair. So they changed her chair to like this small brown chair, and the mic looks exactly the same. It's in the same exact position. The camera and the angles are exactly the same. Like, you can see here that the edge of where that light finishes is the same, and like the height is the same. So I guess they're probably like the same exact height. I mean, this is just so bizarre doing this, switching between those. And so look at the background though. You can see that Brett Cooper has so many colorful books, and it really just feels like her. It feels like she designed it. She put the signs on the wall. She has a picture of Machu Picchu in the background, which I find so cool because I lived in Peru for a few years. So I always was curious of why she, I don't know, liked Machu Picchu so much. Maybe she visited it one time, and you can see that it just looks lively. It's colorful. Look at this bright orange lamp in the background, and all of these posters, all of the colorful books in the blanket. And then when you go to Reagan's version, they have replaced the books in the background with all of these monotoned, just earthy colors, and it just looks kind of flat. Like, it looks like they were like, what do we put back here? And then they just ordered a series of books, or like they just ordered a bunch of green books. I mean, don't tell me that she has read any of these books. Like, I feel like she has no relation to these books at all. It just feels out of place. Like, she looks out of place there based on the fact that all of the books and everything in the background is basically just a prop at this point, and it has no correlation perhaps, I'm assuming, to her, because they put some random lamp here. I mean, it's like they were like, okay, well, we need to put a lamp here because that's what Brett had. And so then they put this weird vintage lamp and like some artist stuff. Is like, nobody knows anything about Reagan. Is she an artist? And that is why she has a bunch of canvases in the background of her video. And like the monotone books is just bizarre. And then they changed, it's just so funny that they changed the blanket. It's like, that's not a big enough change. It's like, you guys maybe should just start a whole new YouTube channel. And this whole thing just makes me think about how interesting it is that sometimes YouTubers do really well, and then they're able to build big businesses with a lot of employees. And it still works for them because they had that process of just being an individual and speaking to a person, like speaking to other individuals out there on the internet, and they know what it's like to be a person. But then on the flip side of it, you have these companies like the Daily Wire or all these news companies who try to do YouTube and try to compete with other YouTubers, but it doesn't hit the same. And that is basically what the Daily Wire looks like. They just seem like some big company trying to make it seem like she's just your everyday girl. She's Reagan. She's just hanging out in her room and just has a passion for speaking to an audience. And they built all of that around Brett Cooper. And now they're replacing her with somebody else. And it's like, this isn't big media. It's like, yes, you guys are a big company, but people like that individuality. It is literally, this is a platform called YouTube. And so each channel is for you. It's for you. Like, you guys subscribe to me, hopefully. I hope that you're subscribed. Please be subscribed so my statement won't go in vain. But we subscribe to individuals, not companies. And so you can't just build a channel, which is a person, and then be like, oh, let's just change the blanket, change the person, nobody will notice. We noticed. and the fact that they keep trying to ignore everybody's backlash to it just makes it so much funnier, because they're just pretending like nothing has changed. They're like, we'll just put a new mug here. We'll replace Brett Cooper's really cool mug, but we'll put another mug in the same exact place. And maybe if we put a new mouse, a different colored mouse than the one that Brett Cooper had, and we'll change Brett Cooper's pink keyboard for this big, like, gray one, then people will be okay with the change. We just change the blanket, it's still a blanket. We change the host, it's still a host. It's Brett Cooper, it's the same thing. Like, no, you can't just replace a whole person. Like, you cannot replace a whole person like you replaced all of the objects in the background. So let's go ahead and read through some of these comments, shall we? Because it just shows. Like, here we go. This chick is 28. Why is she living in Brett Cooper's dorm room? But not only is she living, like, it's strange because we always felt like that was Brett Cooper's home. Like, she was always there. And so it felt like that was her place. And so not only is she living in Brett Cooper's house, but she went around and like changed all of the little individual items but like they're still in the same exact place, but she just replaced it with a new color. If there was like a picture of Machu Picchu in the background, what did she change the picture of Machu Picchu to? It's just nothing. They got rid of the Machu Picchu picture and they're like, blue splatters. Sure. Like, there is no personality in the background, nor is there any personality in Reagan. And I'm sorry, I kind of hate that I have to say that, but I gave this video a chance. She slept with 100 men in one day. And I hate to break it to you, but you're kind of late to the party. I mean, this has been a trending topic for, I don't know, like a month now. And so many people have made videos about it that her reiteration of it was just the same thing that everybody else has already said. Yes, it's gross. It's weird that she has done this and she made herself cry. Everybody has talked about this. It's like this topic has been so beaten down by me and others that it just didn't really, I mean, you could just tell that it didn't hit right. 75,000 views in 2 days. I mean, that actually makes me question if this whole thing is going to work out. Woman betrays 100 best friends in 1 day. I mean, can you imagine being the host of this and reading these comments? Because surely she does. And she even told us in one video, she's like, it's my job to read your guys' comments and it's not looking too hot. I don't understand. Like, if they have all of the production and they know how to create great content, then why don't they just create a new channel, do what they did with Ben Shapiro? Because I remember when Brett Cooper first started out, Ben Shapiro, like, I don't know if he had her on his channel, but he had like images of Brett, maybe like her new channel and stuff. And he's like, we're starting a new show, like go check it out. Like the link is in the description. He didn't say that. I said that, but like really just promoting the other channel. And that is how they got their first 1,000, 20,000 subscribers. And then they built Brett Cooper, you know? But then to just switch it, why? Like, why not just start over? Of course, starting over is more difficult, but is it really any more difficult than this? This comment section is now what makes people truly click on these videos. Oh, the irony. Clicks on video, pauses video, reads, comment, anyone else. Yeah, 1,000 other people. I'm still coming to the comment section to read the comment section. 95% of the views on these videos is people clicking just so they can go to the comment section and ignore everything she says. It's like Reagan is starting to look a little bit similar to Kamala Harris when she went on that podcast with that one guy. I don't remember what his name was, but everybody didn't care. And they just went to the comment section to basically joke about how they were raised in a middle-class family. And that's really funny. I think we'd have more respect for her if she addressed the comment section and if Reagan had her own identity and not copying Brett's. And honestly, it's so funny because while the new comment section and Reagan are trying to follow the popular topics and the big news like that lady sleeping with 100 men, the irony is that one of the main topics is Brett Cooper being replaced. It's like they have become the main topic, but they're not talking about the main topic. It's like, you guys are the news right now. Maybe you should talk about it. Maybe you should talk about what's going on and maybe cover that story. Maybe give a breakdown of what happened, but maybe they just don't want to go into it. Who knows? It's so creepy that she imitates Brett's physical movements, and I swear that she's been practicing Brett's voice too. Okay, so I actually want to try this out. Seeing Reagan having had copied Brett Cooper, it just makes it obvious what her cues were. And she's not really good at it. I mean, like, the angles are exactly the same. Like, I was watching a side-by-side of Brett Cooper's video and how they start, and it's like they start with a question with a slow pan, and then it goes into a close-up, and then it goes to the side camera where they say, like this video and stuff, and then they begin to they share a screen around minute 1 where they show an article or something like that. Like, see what I'm talking about.
Episodes, but it feels like every couple of months we end up covering a pageant on the show, like whether it's because the person winning is—
Okay, so like you see it's the pan, and they typically go to the side camera within just a few seconds.
a biological man, or whether they are doing—
And then, like, when you watch Reagan, they do the same pan. I mean, they started this video out differently.
I have been watching this story of a young woman unfold over the past several weeks online. She's been slowly growing in popularity, and her story seems so absurd that I did not and could not believe that it was true. Then I learned that it was very much true.
Like, it's just exactly the same. Oh my gosh. It's like, the more that I watch this to try to practice, it's like so bizarre. Look at the hand movements.
positivity and inclusivity advocacy that—
Body positivity and inclusivity. And then we have Reagan.
story covering her and giving her even more attention. That is until I learned but I did not and could not believe that it was true. Then I learned that it was very much true, but I didn't want to just do a story covering her and giving her even more attention.
I didn't want to give it just a story, and I didn't want to cover her and give it even more attention. And it's just exactly like how Brett Cooper talks.
It undermines the whole meaning of
it. Undermines the whole meaning of the thing. And then Reagan is like trying to keep up that energy, you know? And it's just like,
everyone in this situation
and like the really high intensity and like we're gonna talk like this because it just really, I'm so passionate about it, but it's like you're not passionate about it in the same way that she is passionate about it. That's why you should have your own intonations and your own speed and the things that make you feel excited and the things that make you feel more calm, or something that makes you feel stressed, or it makes you feel sad. But you wouldn't be just like talking like this and like trying to really emulate Brett Cooper, because that just shows that you're mocking her. You're not being yourself. You're not covering the story in your own way. You're doing all of this and like trying to sound like that and trying to fit the mold of the comment section, but you are not the comment section. You're Reagan. And so like do your own thing. It feels a little bit jarring to watch. It's not like we're watching her. It's like we are watching her think, okay, I have watched Brett Cooper for so many years. I can pull it off. I can act like her. I can have that kind of energy. I can keep the audience engaged like that. But it's like, it's the same thing when people copy Mr. Beast and how he talks. I just bought $5 million. And it's like the way that he talks or who he is not the thing that retains. Yes, you can have certain editing skills or certain story capabilities that keep people more engaged, but becoming somebody else is obvious. And it's obvious when people copy Mr. Beast. There's literally a term for that, and that is called the beastification of YouTube. It's when people make the videos exactly like him because they think that that is what works. But what works on YouTube is being yourself, and then you can figure out how to be more engaging. And that is why I just feel like it would be better if they just started from scratch. But please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for doing so, and I will see you next time. Bye.